Hello everybody. Today I want to share with you a new tutorial here in my YouTube channel, for which I'm going to be using this amazing paper collection, Sunshine on My Mind. And let me tell you what materials I already have here. I have the 8 by 8 paper pad, the 12 by 12 powders and solids. I have the chipboard tags and frames. I have the ephemera assortments, the gorgeous ribbons transfer set, and the cardstock sticker set. Two sheets of this as well. Now, the materials include, of course, some chipboard, and for this project I am going to use only my leftover pieces because my idea is to make another 3D project, a kind of summer market store. I don't know if that's the proper name, but you already watched the picture at the beginning of this video, so you already have an idea. So let me tell you what we need. In the front of the stands, I'm going to make a kind of box. For that, we need two pieces that measure 6 by 4.5. This is 3 millimeters or 1/8 inch chipboard, okay? 6 by 4.5, two pieces. For the sides of the box, we need two pieces that measure 2.25 by 4.5. I already have the two pieces, but actually one piece it's going to be the spine of the album that is going to be inside. It's going to be a cute but small album in this occasion, okay? We need two pieces for the bottom and for the top that measure 6 by 2.5, and this is going to be the box. So we need a piece to put on top our box, and this measure 6 by 5, and another with the same measurements for the top, okay? I am not sure yet if I am going to reduce this a little bit, but in the process we will check. All right, now for the back, we need this piece that measures 6 by 10.25, and I want to add two pieces in both sides, so I cut two of them that measure 10.25 by 5/8 of an inch as this one. And you can see here I already cut in an angle. The way that I did it is I measure in one side, let me see if you can see, 3/8 of an inch, okay? From one side to the bottom, take the measurement of 3/8 of an inch, and now we can cut that tiny piece. Okay, so now we can measure and they are the same, okay? Now first, of course, we are going to start to construct everything. Here we are ready to attach these pieces on top of the back, okay? And you need to use your adhesive, and what I like to do is to have pieces of masking tape just to hold it on while it is drying, okay, of this. So I'm going to be adding my glue here because it's going to be on top of the back side. I'm going to make exactly the same with the opposite side off camera, okay? Now also off camera I am going to make a cut in one of the box pieces. This is going to be in the front, so I am going to measure a 1/2 inch in all the 4 sides and remove it. Okay, I already cut the center of my front just to make a frame. Now and this part is drying as well, and now I want to start constructing the box here, but this is going to wait with these black patterns and solids. So I am going to start with the back, and the back it's going to be on top of the bottom side. Okay, now I am going to add this piece on the right side, and this is going to be as well on the top, so I'm going to add my glue here and here. Okay, now I'm going to stick this part on top first, and I am going to use the same pattern paper to add my inches just to secure it a little bit more. Okay, this side is going to be open because I want to add a nice cute mini album, small of course. Now we are going to work with this piece that is going to be here. We need one piece of these black patterns and solids to cover the front, and the frame, the piece measure 6 by, if I'm not wrong, yes, 4.5. So this measure 1 inch more. It means 7 by 5.5. And I made a line at a 1/2 inch in one side and another line at a 1/2 inch in the bottom, and I hope you will be able to see it. Okay, that is going to help me to align it on place. We are going to use glue in all the frame. To be using a piece of acetate. needs to dry, but we can cover here with another frame, no matter this is not going to be visible, and that's what I am going to do. Okay, I was thinking that it's going to be hard to cover here, so I just cut strips that measure not the half an inch, just a little bit less than a half an inch, and I'm going to start adhering them here inside before I stick everything, okay? Because I want to be sure this is secure. So let's start with the top and bottom. I am just going to cut straight from this edge. I think, well, it's not covering. Probably this, it's quite long. Okay. Now I can add. First, be sure this is completely stick, okay, before we attach it to the box, because if not, it's going to be really hard to do it with this on place. Also, I want to use some of my ribbons. Okay. Yes, that's enough. Because okay, I think before we attach this, we are going to cover here, and one more time I am going to make a line. Okay, one thing that I forget to tell you, this piece measure 7, but now from here to here it's a different measurement. Here we have 4 3/4, so I cut at 5 3/4. piece of paper left from cutting the inside of this, I cut two pieces that measure 1 1/8 by 2 1/4 because I want to cover here. Okay, this is from Patterns and Solids, and this measure 6 3/8 of an inch by 5 1/2. In the 5 1/2, I am going to score a 1/2 inch and 5. In the 6 3/8, I am going to score at 5 7/8 in the right side only. This side doesn't need any scoring line. Okay, so now this here and here, I am just going to cut straight in a little angle, straight with the scoring line. I know it's not easy to see it. Let's try. And a little angle here, because this is going to be in the back and this is going to be in the back, and now this piece, it's going to be here in the back, in this way. Now with the same paper, this measure 2 1/4 in this orientation by 5 1/2, and again I'm going to score at a 1/2 and 5, and this it's going to be here. It's because it's really easy to make this first before we attach the frame. So, and now we need two pieces that measure 5 7/8 by 2 1/4. One it's going to be on top and one it's going to be in the bottom. So now we need to add glue here, here, and here. And here. And carefully, this needs to fit inside. You just need to check if this is on place here. There we go, and there we go, and here we are. And I think I am going to hold it in this way just for a moment. Okay, now we can continue, and let me tell you, here I cut straight the flaps, align it with this side, and then I just cut a little bit in angle here just to add it on the back, and I did the same here. Now in the back, let's do it one more time, straight with this chipboard here, and probably here I can cut in a little bit of angle. Now this one again, and a little angle. And first we can attach these two pieces here. Now with this remain paper, we just check if this is not too big, and I am going to cut a little bit one side, just a little bit. This is 2.5, so let's bring maybe 1/16 less. Yes, much better. Okay. Let's mark here the scoring lines. We can do it with our fingers just to be sure. And now we just need to add the paper here, and there is no reason to cover the bottom because this will be on top of this base. Okay, this piece is ready. Now we can continue with the next piece. I am going to continue with this, and let me explain you what I am going to do. I cut from patterns and solids two pieces that measure 10.25 by 2.75, and I score both 1/2 inch. Now I am going to tell you, this gorgeous paper, it's going to be here. So this measure 5.75 by 10.25, and this amazing, this is from the 12 by 12 paper, measure for the back, of course, 5.15/16 by 10.25. It's 6, a little bit less than 6. So the first step, I'm going to add hinges here. I'm going to wrap all this side, and then it's going to be, oh my goodness, I'm going to cover here, and then with the paper I am going to wrap everything and add an extra hinge here. this is ready. Now I am just going to stick this here in the front, and in the back I will be adding this gorgeous paper. How pretty this is. Okay, let's move on. Let me tell you, for the roof, I changed my mind and I cut a piece of chipboard that measures 7 by 4 because I like the idea of making a little bit of out of the sides. So this is going to be here. Now for this one, I am going to be using in the back this color, pink color. So this piece measure 8 by 5, okay? And I already scored a ½ inch in the bottom and in the top, just to be sure where am I going to attach it, and then fold it as we complete any album. Okay, now in the top side, this is going to be in the inside or in the bottom. Okay, in the top side I'm going to be using this gorgeous piece of the signature 12 by 12 page. I cut it here. You can see here I left also this beautiful strip. Okay, I am going to be using, in my limit was here. I had to sacrifice the red, but I cut here, and on top it's below the watermelon. Okay, and because this is a piece of flower, so I fussy cut just this piece, and I am going to add it here, and this one was on this side here, and I am going to add this in this side. First, let me tell you another thing. For now, because that was my mistake, I think 3/8 of an inch that I cut, it's too much, this piece. Probably here with 1/4 of an inch will be enough, because if not, this is going to come down too much. So I am going to be adding on top of these pieces. And what is this piece? It's not a straw, but you can use a straw, a paper straw preference. And I always keep everything from the storage that is paper, and this is really thick. These pieces came in shoes, in the packaging of a shoes from H&M. Yes, I am that crazy, and I already covered this with this side of the paper. This is from the 12 by 12. The pieces, well, I cut this at 5 7/8 of an inch long. Okay, and this measure about 1/4 of an inch. Okay, you need something thick. You can use a straw, but probably it's not going to be thick enough, so fill it with something. Okay, just add rolled paper inside or something, or you can use also one of the wooden sticks. Use it for I forgot the name, but I am going to write it here. Anything you can use. And this paper measure 1 1/4 by 5 inches. So it's important to shape this the best that we can. It's not easy, I know it is not, but if you take your time, you are going to do it. Okay, now let's start adding glue in the half all the long side, but just a half. Because first we need to align it. And try to stick this on place. This is not aligned properly. There we go. Now I am going to add my glue in the rest of the paper. And first, let me move this and start rolling this. Carefully. Just take your time to do it. And now we can clean all the excess here. This is already dried. I need to refill. I love this silicone mat. I really recommend you to use it because it's so easy to clean. Okay, I already covered the bottom and the top, but I don't like only this, so I have pieces of cheesecloth that I want to attach here in the border, and I am going to be using my silicone in here. To use this red with white and this black because it's all that I have. And first let me make my knot because I am going to be twisting this. Okay. Okay, I already have almost everything ready to finish the market shop, but I want to add some embellishments extra with more dimensions. So I made this watermelon, and I'm going to tell you how I made them. And I don't like here. Okay, we will cover the white here. And let me tell you first how to make the bag. Okay, I got, this is a big roll that measures 6, and I cut this at 7 1/4. So it's, we are going to add our hot glue in the bottom and in the top, but this is too long, so I'm going to cut here maybe about 3/4 of an inch, something like that. I am not going to take any precise measurements, just cut here in the bottom, because I like, normally this was all complete. I mean, you can see here all this fluffiness. It's because every time that I cut, I lose threads in one side, but it's okay. I like it actually. So first, find the center, and now we are going to add the glue in the bottom, all the line down, all of the line, okay? It's important because it's going to be really easier, and you need something to help you. This is a Teflon bone folder in my silicone mat. It's just perfect to make this, okay? Let it rest for a moment because it's important. This is dried. So we will wait just a moment. I want to explain you. I use my air dry clay that always when it's open I use a Ziploc, but also I try to take off all the air and then close it. And it's just roll this until you make this shape, which is a circle or an oval as this one, okay? When you have that, you need to let this dry at least 24 hours, because I made this maybe 3 days ago and I just let that dry, because it's a huge piece, okay? And as much dried it is, it's better. Now, today, a moment ago, I used 2 different greens. This is more yellowish, and this is a dark green, you can see here. I bought this here in Cabo, but you just need to find something similar to these colors. And then I put a paper sheet here in my silicone mat, and then I start with this one, and I use first, I use this brush, which is a flat on the tip, and it's about 1/4 of an inch wide. And first I wet enough and add just, I mean, really, maybe this, I touch this piece, with this piece I touch the paint, and it's a little watery, and then I just start making my these green lines all over around, and let it dry. And I repeat the same process with this, but because I don't like when it is all perfect, I just add more water with this green. And of course you need to take off a little bit of that, but when you add more water to the paint, it's the same color but more lighter, okay? So I just make pieces like this. It doesn't need to be perfect, but it looks gorgeous, okay? So I wanted to tell you how I made it and the colors that I use. This is light and this is dark, but this is a little yellowish, okay? So find anything you have close to your town. Okay, this is already set. Now I am going to add my glue all over the long side as well, okay? And I think this is ready. Now we need to turn this to the opposite side carefully, of course, because this is not suet, is we just use the silicone, but it works perfect for this. This is only for decoration. So something like this. It doesn't need to be perfect. Here is a little bulky, but it's okay. It works perfect for me. And now we are going to turn this down, and I am going to add a little drop here before it carefully. I am using my finger in this side because I have a few layers here, okay? But it's hot, so take care. Okay, now I use this paper. When I received my graphic 45 boxes, I received these papers, which is awesome, and we can upcycle or recycle with this purpose. So I'm going to add a little bit in the bottom just to give more shape to this basket, okay? Because we want the watermelons on the top. We want to show them. Oh no, I need this to secure my watermelon. So I'm going to use it one more time just to secure the watermelons, because now we can add this here and just find the best side we have here. In using this, it's going to be easier. Now this can be this side. And I'm going to let this outside, but this can be trying to open here a little bit. Okay, I am not going to add this until we decorate everything, okay? Because I want to be sure. I'm going to use some stickers. Perfect here. Okay, now let me tell you, I'm going to use these beautiful chipboard pieces, but because I want to hang this on the from the ceiling or the top side. Okay, I don't like the chipboard color on the back, so I use this distress oxide warm lipstick, and I just use my sponge all of this, and then I decorate with some of the beautiful cardstock stickers. Okay, now for this, of course, we need something to decorate everything here. So I made one already just to save time and then be able to show you. This piece measures 5 3/4 by 1 inch, but I remove a hair, literally a hair, not 1/16, less than 1/16, because this one I remove 1/16, but you can see it was too much. And now this paper measure 6 inches by 2 1/4, something like that, and I will remove the excess. So first we need to add, I'm going to tell you how to do it, of course, the glue in one side of the chipboard, and just try to leave the same room in both sides. Like here, align it with your edge. Creasing carefully here, because in another project I teared the paper, so take your time to mark here, score this, and be sure this is all on place and stick. And now we can add a little bit of glue here inside and all of this side. I'm going to remove with my sharp knife, and I am just going to put the blade against the chipboard, okay, and just cut here. You see, that's great. Okay, and now with my scissors, let me try to close this up to you. I am going to cut a little bit in angle here and a little bit in angle here, and I am letting my scissors just touch the chipboard. Of course, I am not trying to push so much. When I feel the chipboard, there is the sign to stop. Okay, repeat in a little bit on angle here and here. Now the side, which is going to be your upper side, now we can put this here, and I am just going to add a little bit of glue in one side. Fit perfectly. So let's continue attaching that pieces. But first, remember we are going to be, oops, this is upside down here. I am going to place this exactly in my limit here, and I am going to make a light, really light pencil mark. Let me show you in this way. Just light pencil mark, okay? Just to be sure, can you see here? I have one here, and one here. Just as a guide, I am going to erase that in a moment. Okay, let me show you. From here, I have 2 and 4 3/4. Yes, and I made the same mark in both sides, 2 and 5/8 and 4 and 7/8. Yes, 2 and 5/8 and 4 and 7/8. I am going to make a mark at 5/8 of an inch from the front. From the front to the back, I made, and this is the long side, the 6 inches, okay? I mark at 5/8 of an inch. On top of that pencil marks, it's where I am going to add this. Now this needs to dry as well. I am going to cut a strip that measure 7 3/4, a little bit longer because we need to wrap here, okay? 7 3/4, and instead of 1, I'm going to cut 1.5. Okay, I cut the strip that measures 7 3/4, but because I use this from, I think this it is AKK Success, the brand, and they have these gorgeous scallops, so that's why I added more. Now we are going to start adhering this first in the bottom, and just calculate. Okay, I think we need, this is just first, I mean it fits just perfect here, so I'm going to attach this, I mark here with my fingers, and I am just watching how this fits here and here, you see? Trying to mark here this because we are going to remove the excess there. Now here I am just going to cut till the scoring line, okay? Maybe here a little bit in angle, as well as here. Just a little angle, okay? Okay, now it's the moment to attach this, and I am going to add the glue just in the chipper first, okay? That's why I didn't add my glue yet in the paper. The hinge that we are making here in the back, okay? Okay, let this dry for a moment. This glue works fast, really fast, but I am thinking to make a hole here and here with my rubber. Let's see if we can't put this here. Yes, I would like to add it here, more in the corner. One here. The other in the opposite corner. Okay, finally I could do it. I think this is quite long, so maybe I am going to cut a little bit. In all the sides. Okay. So now let's continue with this. And here I think we are ready to attach. I'm going to start with the side flaps, attaching this, okay? Probably it's better if you decide to make this project to install the back first and later this, take your mark, make your pencil mark and leave it away, and first work with the back, because it's important that this is secure. At this point I am thinking that because it will be perfect if we add more hinges here. I don't want to move it so much here, but the only way now, and I think I need to add extra here in the sides if I could, but I can't now. That's why I'm telling you, add this later. Is work with this first. I will add, yes, definitely add another hinge inside but it is what it is. What I am going to do is just reinforce here. And you already saw this paper was just here in my table, but I just cut pieces to protect even better here. Let me tell you, maybe because I was checking there at 1 1/4. Yes, 1 1/4. Where is the one here? Here. And here. So let's add enough glue here. I don't know, maybe I want to add an extra drop of hot glue. So yes, because we have a hole inside, you see. Okay, this is ready, so I'm going to add the glue around this, and in the center it's where I am going to add just a little bit of this. The hot glue is just to hold it quickly. The other glue, which is going to keep it in place. Now we have these pieces, so maybe we can add here. is the time to attach this, and I think that I am going to add my liquid glue here, and here I'm going to use the hot glue. Okay, and probably I'm going to add another decorative hinge in the back, as I did it on the bottom, but now on the back. Okay, I cut this piece that measure 7 inches here, and I cut it at 1 inch. So I am thinking that I am going to score exactly where the scallop is, or a little bit inside. Okay, and I'll come back to attach this. Okay, I score at holding this in the edge, left edge. I score at 1/4 of an inch. So this is going to be carefully folding this, because this is my idea. I don't want to cover so much. You see, this is just perfect. Now I am going to attach it first, the front, and this will secure more all the both pieces together. Okay, just wait a little bit because this needs to dry. And now we are ready to see that here we need to cut. Let me hold it and explain you. You see, this is easy to fix. Just take your scissors. Okay, you want to see, there we go, and I am just going to cut flush with this, and actually this is going to be inside, and I'm going to repeat the same here. I am just aligning my scissors, and when I feel the chipboard inside, I just stop there. Now add the glue in all of this, and this will be really, really secure. These are the pieces that I just fussy cut, so I'm going to add them as decoration on the top, on each side. Okay, I have my bicycle. Oh no, I forgot. I want to use my chipboard pieces, and I am thinking that I will use probably okay. Okay, I almost forgot to add my lights, but it's going to be easy. I got these lights in Amazon, and just look for LED lights string, and you will find them. Okay, now I need to untie these, all of these, and to hold it here I use one piece of the chipboard, and then I just added two and two and two, but I left a piece here because it's important. This is going to be a stick on the ceiling here. Okay, if you want, you can paint this, or you can use paper. Maybe I'm going to paint it in green. I have green here, but let me see if this, no, I'm going to do it, but first, because this it's going to be about here, I want to add a light all over this, so I'm going to calculate to start with the first one. And it's important that we have the space to change the battery when this is all. This is going to be my space. Okay, so I'm going to first fold it as you are watching me do it, and in a moment I will start wrapping all this, and I'm going to use my silicone to adhere the lights, but I'm going to use glue to adhere this one. And maybe when I am doing this, yes, I'm going to paint this because I like it more. I'm sure it's going to look better, and then this will be drying, and I'm going to tell you in a moment what I did, because it's not easy to show the full process. I am just going to cover what can be said. Okay, okay, I have all of this left, so I'm going to wrap here, and then I am just coming to the opposite side. You see, and I have the last one here, so I want it more in the center. See, this is ready to be attached. Now it's not going to be easier, so consider all my mistakes when you make this. Okay, definitely you need to add this before hanging everything, because I already add, let me show you this. I just use my trims, two on each side, and in the back it's pretty as well. Using my hot gun, I add these two as well. Of course I add a little, and this I cannot do it in other way. You need to stand this up, all this, and then add some glue in the bottom and in the back to hold them, and this one, because now what I want to attach, and I'm going to attach at the end, this piece, it's going to be here, and I'm going to pass this one here, okay, and we are going to secure it with glue here, here, and here. And here you need to use the best glue that you have, okay? Here I am not going to use the hot glue, only this. Remember, we have these straws or these posts, so be careful where to attach it, but I am going to come as much as I can to this side. Let me see if using this could be easier for you to see and for me as well. Yes, definitely. And I want it as much as I can to be close to the outside, just considering that we need to change the batteries later, okay? Now this needs to dry. I'm going to hold it for a moment because later what we are going to do is just add hot glue to this and this. Okay, I think that I can start adding my hot glue here. And remember, I already burned myself. Don't do it, you please. Be extremely careful, please. It hurts a lot. I am trying to put this more in the edge as much as I can, okay? Hold it. Now we need to add in this side the glue first. Now we are going to use this. Now it's the moment, but this needs to be standing up here. Okay, okay. I changed the lights because I want you to appreciate how cute is this with the lights. Of course, in the pictures you will be able to see it better. Now we need to work with the album. It's going to be quick and small, of course, just for a few pictures.